these are actually three of my favorite objects in this exhibition. And interestingly, this one on the left, it's a pretty kind of low-grade, cheaper version of a helmet for its day. If you look at it closely, you'll see that the surface is all rough. So when you make a helmet in the 1500s, you start with a flat sheet of steel, and then you use a series of hammers and anvils to kind of get it into the shape. And once you've got it into the right shape that you want, you use lighter and lighter hammers. And each hammer that's lighter kind of gets rid of the marks of the heavier hammer just before it, but it leaves marks of its own. And you keep going until the marks are smaller and smaller and smaller, and eventually you can polish them out on buffing and grinding wheels. This helmet, sort of infantry, ordinary infantry kind of grade, it's been left slightly rough from the hammer. So instead of getting a lot of that, those sort of finishing hammers to smooth it out and polish it up, it's been, you can still see the hammer marks on it. And that was just the way the armorer and the client agreed to have it made. And I think it looks fabulous. I think the effect is really gorgeous, giving you a glimpse into the process of how the armorer worked, and also the aesthetic effect of that surface. And you look at this, and every stroke of the hammer is there for a reason. He's not having to work super hard or belabor a particular spot. He's not having any trouble with this. He knows exactly where every hammer stroke needs to go. Bum, 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 bum. He can do this as efficiently as possible so he can get onto the next helmet. And the result is this kind of magical object in its own right, really appealing to me. And then finally on the right here, this spectacular helmet from Japan. It's really at the highest level of the craftsman's art. It was made in the early 1600s by a master craftsman. We don't know for whom, but it must have been a really important client at the top of Japanese society. And again, he's teased these flat sheets of iron up into the points of the conch shell helmet. A really spectacular piece of work. Even the ray skin, imitation ray skin patterning that you can see on the brim of this helmet has been executed to imitate the natural look of real ray skin. And there's nothing harder in the world than to try and create a random pattern deliberately. You look at it and it looks as if it's purely nature's hand that put all the little bumps into that metal ray skin, but it was the hand of the master craftsman making it look as if it was purely Mother Nature. Really quite spectacular. And this helmet was very much admired in Japan for centuries after. If you look at around the brim, you'll see there's this kind of jumble of holes all around the bottom edge. And these holes were used to attach the neck guard that was attached to the helmet bowl with silk laces. And over time, the style in which these neck guards were laced changed. The fashion changed over time. And so every time the fashion changed, the holes that you needed to attach the neck guard to the helmet changed. And so that's why you have this kind of random patterning of holes around the rim. It's actually multiple layers of attachment as generation after generation wanted to keep this helmet up to date to the latest look, because it still looked fabulous. They still loved it, and they still wanted to be seen in it 100, 200 years after it was made.